I want to start out with just a commercial review of how Sage CRM has been doing to give you the faith and the confidence in the product. We've seen 20%, that's 20% growth across the last 2 years, and it's looking much the same for this year. And what we're finding out is Sage CRM is supporting more and more of our customers in programs, projects, where they're digitizing the front office functions. So back office is accounting, right? Front office is anything really that got to do with finding customers, looking after customers before they become the transactions in the back office system. We integrate both directly with the global Sage 200 franchise around the world. In your region, of course, that's Sage 300 particularly, and a little bit of discussion around evolution as well. And we also offer ISV solutions too. So many partners around the world offer their own connectors and plugins to help do different things with Sage CRM, including integrations to Intacct, as Paddy alluded to earlier. We do integrations with 50 in various markets around the world, and then lots of nifty little plugins to do mobility, integrations to telephone systems, and more. For us, and Jeff and I are very pleased about this, we're serving a very lucrative, a very much still growing market. And the product for you as partners is giving you the capability, the capacity, the uptick to increase both the stickiness of your base, and by that I mean keeping them with you longer, nothing more, as well as driving increases in your license revenue and your services revenue. I wanted to remind you, and some of you might not have heard this, so it's a useful reminder to have, I think, about the commercial commitment to the product. Jeff and I took over around about before the 2019 R1 release, the complete commercial management of the product. So Jeff and I, the yin and the yang, Jeff particularly on technical, me more so in commercial. And we both agreed that we needed to increase the cadence of output to you partners around the world. What we're doing, why we're doing it, what it means, how to talk about the product, all those sorts of things. And this is one of those calls, right? This is an update call. This is a commercial and technical guidance for you all. And it's about this constant talking we thought was really important because we wanted to make sure that we gave you the confidence, the reassurance, the belief that the product is a great product. It's here to stay. And this constant rejuvenation is ensuring you that the product is backed by the company. It's not going away. And we are attached very much to the 200 franchises around the world. In your region, that's 300 predominantly. And we have a roadmap that stretches out to serve that lucrative and growing market to beyond 2024 now. As I said, it's all about helping you make license and service revenues and helping your customers do better with their front office processes. As part of that, we came up with what I think is a very straightforward, 3 easy piece product strategy. We're improving the product and making sure it does integrate well into as many things as possible around the world. We're making sure that we make the user experience great. We're making sure that we're getting rid of any pain points, either technical bugs or just things that should be improved in the product. And much better integration to third-party connectors, ISV solutions, and things like that, as I've already said, because we want CRM to be the hub of a customer's business. And we have customers that use this product in all sorts of ways, in all sorts of industries. And the point is, anybody, any of your customers have a need for Sage CRM. It's just making them understand how the product could work for them. And that's why those 3 points are there, to make the product as rich and as flexible and available to as many people as we can, because we want you to extend the return on investment, the ROI, from your accounting sales and your accounting customers by adding CRM on top. Why have we chosen it that way? Well, we're aiming to have that product hit squarely into our target base. That's the 200 franchise around the world, servicing both new customers to that area, but also people like you, our resellers, our partners, who can service them with something more beyond account. And when we came up with the 3-point strategy and the commercial positioning, we were sure we were doing the right thing. But of course, we wondered if we were, right? You always want to make sure. But after a few years, what we're seeing is that 20% growth year on year, which makes me feel like we've hit the right target. And
can I jump in?
Yes, you may.
I'm going to be a bit disruptive here as well, because When we're talking about the Sage 200 franchise in the context of Africa, Middle East, we are talking about Sage 300 in this particular environment. That's our sweet spot. If one of the little bits of evidence that I would throw at you is go and have a look at Sage City. David will be talking about Sage City a little bit later on, but you'll notice that Sage 300 and Sage CRM are listed as global products within the core page. We are together, up there with other mid-market products. And whatever we might be in our core market for the 300 franchise is true as well. By getting it right for them, we're getting it right all of the mid-market and small enterprise organizations as well. That's why we're picking up Sage 50. That's why we're picking up Sage X3. That's why we're picking up Sage Intacct integrations. I'll shut up now, David.
Sure, Jeff. And so the message is that customers that have simple CRM requirements, because we don't pretend to be Salesforce, that's not the game, that's not the area, it's not the playground we're in, right? But simple requirements that want to start small, understand the potential and grow with CRM, we're a perfect fit, a very attractive option because it's easy to set up, easy to configure, and easy to then extend. And that's also a benefit for partners as well. And what we're finding, and this is proven out through various anecdotal studies around the world, that the churn rate, so customers that leave our accounting product to go somewhere else, drops dramatically when you start integrating CRM to back office systems, other systems, etc. So it is very much a counter to competitive threat, and it's very much a way of increasing the value of your customer to you through increased revenue on licenses, services, and lifetime of the product. So I mentioned terrific performance, 20% up in the last couple of years, and they were fantastic. Financial year 21, the one we closed last year, was a 20% increase in new sites, itself 22% up on the previous year. And this story keeps coming through again and again from Middle East, from Africa, from America, from Asia, digitizing front offices, particularly in the context of what the world has been going through, a lot of working from home in the last couple of years. CRM has been on a huge accelerator as customers, your customers, work out how to get data, processes organized, digitized, more efficient wherever people are working and whatever function they're using in CRM. That's an example of the growth rate in new sites since 2016. The green graph on the right, on the left is the one I'm obviously talking about. And the dip in the bottom is about where Jeff and I took over. So of course I point this out. It makes me feel good, right? But it is indicative of the work we're doing, and I hope the story we're getting to you. The graphic on the right, by the way, for those of you who are interested in that, may look like it's a bad thing. I'm not really bothered about that. That's the average number of seats per new site sale, and it's going down. I'm okay with that because what we're reflecting, 2016, if you go back to that date, we had a lot more standalone deals. And standalone deals, not integrated to Sage Accounting, tended to be larger because people were coming with a project that said, I want CRM for my entire business. Now we're much more positioning the product as additive to the accounts, start small, grow into it. And that's fine. I would expect that number to go down. What I am looking forward to seeing is expecting that number to start going up, particularly in what we call new customer acquisition numbers. So people coming back once they put their first phase in to say, this CRM stuff's great. Where else can we put it in our business? And we'll keep you updated with that as well. Jeff.
David, the other observation I'd make is that the move to subscription is also in a lot of the markets. Remember, these are global figures that you've seen. So what you're seeing is the effect of subscription, where people are starting a project and going in with 4 licenses, 5 licenses, 6 licenses, and then 6 months later, when they're actually rolling it out into the full sales team, they're adding more licenses from that point. And so that's why we're very happy with the overall license figures, but we are excited about the fact that we're adding so many new customer seats. And brand new. I think if you talk about the logos, we're adding logos to our portfolio.
Good. Thanks, Jeff. This is why we're the yin and yang. You see how it works? Very good. So 2019 R1 was, as I said, the first release where Jeff and I really got our fingers deeper into what was going on and how it was going on. And we created a new roadmap, and that extends, as I said, to 2024. Always remember that we've been a web-based architected product from the very beginning, right? And that gives you and your customers the freedom and the flexibility to deploy and choose how they run this product, be it on their own servers, be it in their own private hosting or the partner's private hosting, or indeed eventually through the Sage Partner Cloud as well. And part of our strategy is making sure we give customers the freedom of choice, to coin an old phrase, Jeff, so that people can take care of this product any way they want it, and you can manage it the way the customers want it too. You take that and then you add over or you overlay the integration to accounting, and it's a very powerful statement for customers looking to extend their investment with Sage to make their businesses faster, more efficient, cleaner with data, all those sorts of good things. So this rolling roadmap I spoke of, this rejuvenation we started back in 2019, and this is now our roadmap out to 2024 R2. We release 2 releases a year. We've just shipped to market 2022 R1, and Jeff will be providing a quick summary for those of you who maybe haven't been keeping up of that and the previous couple of releases. And this is the visible commitment, the rejuvenation, the confidence I spoke of earlier. And Jeff and I, by doing this 2024 type roadmap, as in 5, 6, 7 releases out, gives us the ability, the headspace to think about where are we taking various things, because sometimes updates to features take more than one release. There are things we change that take time, and the APIs is one of those, and Jeff will talk about those in a second. But we're all about responding to the market and customer demands, where we're redesigning behaviors that have been in the product for a while. Outlook plugins is one of those, to reflect the changing technical environment. We're extending some of the popular searches, popular features, I should say, like searches, saving, sorting more, deeper and deeper into the product, because you'll see something in one area of the product and not in another, and we believe it should be right across. That makes sense. And adding more to the APIs, Jeff will talk about that shortly, and also updating the user interface so it's modern, fresh, clean, but also reflects some of the branding changes that are coming with the company and the underpinning accounting products like Sage 300. And of course, making sure that the hosting story is as powerful as possible, including hosting on Azure SQL. More of that later. Finally, and Jeff will talk a lot more about this web architecture is so important, and I want to really hammer home this point, because we're not driving or forcing people to go cloud immediately, because we understand that customers will go at their own pace. They have investments in product, investments in infrastructure, cash flow issues, project demands. That means they can't go like that. And so we give you, through the product, the ability to come to the cloud at a customer's own pace. You can start perhaps by putting CRM up and hosted, but leaving accounts, or putting accounts up first and do CRM in the local server. We can do all that sort of stuff. And that's important, and that's why you see that strategy built into our roadmap.